Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Now, when I first heard that this movie was being made, I was on board. I saw the trailer where they all walked up, they said a line, and they pretty much ended it with saying, we're gonna have a good time. And I was like, yes, that looks like they're gonna take their time with this movie, they're gonna make it correctly, and they're gonna have fun with it. That was what I wanted. And then I saw the new trailer that they posted about a month ago, where they actually show scenes from the movie. And I was like, this looks like a cash grab. This looks like they just made a sequel because the first one did well and they're gonna try to recreate the past, but it's not done well. It's just, you know, jokes and they're not gonna be that good. And which was too bad because I really enjoyed the first Anchorman. I think that the first Anchorman, that's one of Will Ferrell's best movies and best roles. He embodies Ron Burgundy, and I really wanted to see this movie succeed. And then I saw the movie with my brother last night, and my goodness, it succeeded. What they show in the trailer is the worst parts of that movie. They are the most boring parts. There's some parts where are kind of funny in the trailer, but my goodness, the jokes are so well done in the actual movie. Everything else that they didn't show in that trailer is hilarious. It is so well done. All the actors that are in this, and there's a lot, because the amount of cameos are in here, my goodness, it's one of the best parts. The cameos alone are worth the price of admission to go see this movie in theaters. It's so, I cannot give this movie enough praise for the amount of people that are in this. I love that they did this. Now, the plot in this movie, it doesn't matter. Basically, it's the 80s, and they are going to start a 24-hour news station, and everyone's laughing at them. But what's cool about this, one of the cool things about it, is that this is actually how the news was brought to you back in the 80s. Back then, 24-hour news, that didn't exist, and people laughed at them. And then they started using different methods to get the ratings, and that's what actually happened, and that's how you see news today. That is kind of cool, but honestly, the plot in this movie doesn't matter, because all it is it's used to bridge scene after scene after scene of hilarious jokes. They are I was so surprised at how much I laughed at this movie. I did not expect this at all, especially with the last trailer. The last trailer, if you saw the last trailer and you liked Anchorman 1, but you thought that the new trailer is kind of like, if you liked Anchorman 1, you were going to love this movie. It is, 2/3 of the movie I was spent laughing. I was just actually laughing so much that I would grab my stomach sometimes and I'd be bending over just laughing so much, and I could not believe with some of the things that they come up with. Brick's character, he was one of the best parts of the first movie, and he is once again one of the best parts of the second one. And that's a scary part. When a character is so well received in one movie and they make a sequel, they want to kind of focus on that character a little bit more or change something because they want to do something different with him. They do something a little bit different with him, but it works. It still feels like Brick, and when he's just being himself, it's an extension of his first role in the first movie. They didn't change it. It's the same kind of humor, and it's done so well. There's one scene where when they first meet their new boss, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but when they meet their new boss, that entire scene is hilarious. The things that Brick says, and Ron Burgundy as well, my goodness, I loved it. That was probably my favorite part of the movie, but it's so hard to pick a favorite part because there's so much happening and you're laughing so much that you're missing half of the jokes. That this is really a movie that you have to see 2 or 3 times if you enjoy that kind of humor to really catch all the jokes, because there's so much in here. And like I said, the end of the movie, there's only one part where I would say kind of felt like it was dragging on, and that's near the end where something happens to Ron Burgundy's character, and I'm not going to say what it is, but that kind of dragged on. There was a few good jokes in there, but it did slow down the movie a little bit. But other than that, you are going to be laughing from the beginning of the scene to the middle of the scene to the end of the scene. It's just, they keep going, and they just prolong all the jokes. They just keep them going, and they keep building and becoming funnier and funnier and funnier. And Ron Burgundy gets into these situations, you're like, this is going to be bad. You start cringing just before, and they go with it anyway, and then it's even worse than what you expected. I love this movie. And like I said, the very ending is probably where all the cameos come out. There's a few cameos in between, but the ending, they have a bunch of cameos, and what they do there is so well done. I loved it. They need to make an Anchorman 3, because I loved this so much. The first one was great. One of my favorite comedies of all time is Anchorman 1. Anchorman 2, I will say I liked it even a little bit more. So I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. If you liked Anchorman 1, you definitely need to go check this out. It's worth the full price. You don't need to wait for a cheap night. It is worth the $10, whatever it is, for a regular admission into the movies, because it's so, so good, and you are guaranteed to enjoy this if you like the first one. So you've been Bearded In. Thanks for watching, everyone. Beardage!